Alright, let me know if that works. Let me know if the music is too low. You should be able to hear me fine now, but let me know if the music is too low. Yeah, Let me know if the music's too down. I mean, I'm gonna check it real quick. Give me 1 second, guys. Alright guys, this should be good. I tried to keep it at a level where it's not like super loud, but you can also still hear the music, and so let me know if that works. Hey, what's up MP? What's up Steven? What's up Charles? What's up BIY? What's up Ben Win? What's up Joel? What's up Son? Alright guys, so let's take a look at what we got in the overall market today. So this is the SPY. We're gapping down and then we're rebounding. So we're basically break even today. We're slightly down. We're at 294, so we're still not necessarily a bad spot. Like the 290s is a pretty good spot, right? And we are slightly down. Slightly. But, you know, we're still okay, and we're not down any major amount. We were down all the way to the 291s down here, but we've rebounded since, and we're basically hugging the previous closing price right now. You can see the previous closing price right here in the SPY. That's where we're at right now with the overall market, and so we're essentially close to break even. We're slightly down. We're technically red, but we're close enough to break even to call it break even, I think. And so we'll see what else we can find here. We got NAVB if you like penny stocks. This one's ripping up from 127 to 305. Huge move. This one is up 40% from after hours after it shows second interim data showed positive results in the rheumatoid arthritis study. So yeah, so second interim data showed positive results for NAVB, and it is ripping up here. We got some interesting levels though, specifically, oh my gosh man, we have this Nest home security system, and our temperature gauge is like beeping and won't stop beeping, and we charge it and it won't stop beeping. I don't know what to do here, but yeah, the interesting level here is 220, 240s, maybe 250. I'll document that just in case. 280, and then up here this high, unless it breaks that high. That level's relatively insignificant if it does break that high. But yeah, that's NAVB here. We'll see what happens with it. It had positive data that came out for it, and so we'll watch that one. We'll see what happens. We have DRAD ripping up right now in pre-market. Look at this run up here. 202 up to 330s. Beeping's gotta stop, but yeah, DRAD ripping up here. Let's see what's up, James. What's up, bro? Hey, what's up, James? Hey, appreciate it, bro. Thank you, man. Yeah, have fun, dude. I'm a little jealous, bro. I'm a little jealous, man. I gotta get out of my house, man. I haven't left my house in a while. We also have DRAD ripping up here. This is Digirad Corporation, and the CEO came out on the 15th and said some stuff about the first quarter results. Aside from that, though, I'm not really seeing too much else as to why this one's actually gapping up some. Yeah, if you know the catalyst behind DRAD, let me know, because I don't see anything right now. Yeah, I don't know why DRAD's ripping up. Let me know if you know why, because I don't see why. penny stock. We have OSUR ripping up here. PANW, which is Palo Alto Networks. This one was maintained at a buy rating by Palo Alto Networks. So yesterday, some results came out for PANW. Looks like third quarter results came out yesterday, and they showed non-GAAP earnings went down, but revenue rose, and that they also set a bullish guidance, which is causing their shares to run up some. And so again, just to restate that, earnings went down, revenue went up, and they set bullish guidance for PANW, and it's ripping up some. This one might be interesting. It's a little expensive, honestly, but we got some nice little levels here to watch, and I might follow those. We'll see what happens here for PANW. We've got the fake Tesla, TLSA, gapping up a little bit, and ELF is gapping up some too. SPLK. You know what an interesting one is that I completely missed, and a great catalyst. I'm gonna start investing in some stocks. Yeah, for sure, James. But yeah, so this is Splunk, and their CEO put out first quarter results. Let me see if I can find what happened with this. Alright, so they swung to a loss in the fiscal first quarter, but sales increased, and they offered fiscal second quarter sales guidance for Splunk, which is SPLK, which is Splunk. Sales went up. First quarter loss, though. They swung to a loss, but first quarter sales went up. They saw sales of $520 million versus the expected $550.57 million estimate. So a little bit worse than expected, but it still went up. So I guess that's making SPLK, which is Splunk. I like saying that. Which is Splunk, go up. We also have CAR, C-A-R. Man, these beepings gotta stop, man. I got these beeping. I'm gonna have to get my wife out here, and she's gonna have to help me because this beeping's gotta stop. Float is the amount of outstanding shares available to the public. Volume is just self-explanatory. It's volume. But yeah, float is the total amount of outstanding shares that are available, right? So if a stock has 1 million float, the stock has 1 million shares that people can trade. So up to 1 million traders can hold that stock at one point in time, if that makes sense. All right, so Morgan Stanley raised its call on vehicle sharing and rental services company to equal weight from underweight and boosted the price target to 15 a share. A Morgan Stanley analyst in a research report said Avis Budget has executed important steps, including a capital raising and cost cutting to buy time to resize its fleet, and used car prices are improving, it said. They also put out a quote that said, "Risk remains, but our $15 target justifies the change of view by Morgan," and which is what, again, Morgan Stanley said that, not the actual company. But yeah, car is up because of that, up from 1650s to 1707. We'll see what happens. We also have mRNA, which is putting in a pretty solid rip here. I don't know why this one's at the bottom, because this one's putting in a huge rip, a big move, gapping up from 67.05 to 69.85 for mRNA here. Just like I said, a big rip. I'll be right back. I'm going to go plug this thing into so it doesn't beep anymore. Dude, I'm so aggravated, man. My $500 camera just fell on the ground because the stupid tripod is cheap as hell, man. It just fell on the ground, dude. Like, that almost certainly broke it. Like, what the hell, man? Like, what a cheap... Nobody ever buy... Please don't be broken. Great. Drop this thing, man. Please, let me see. Let's turn this thing off and back on. But yeah, man. Nobody ever buy a Mercury tripod piece of crap, man. Don't ever buy it. Because, man, like, they're just poorly designed, you know? Alright. It seems like it's fine. It seems like it's okay. Alright, but with that said, I'm gonna have to go buy myself a new tripod today because this one sucks. Yeah. Alright. I'm gonna have to put this thing up. I don't trust it on this thing anymore. That sucks. I was trying to make a video for this weekend, but that is what it is. Alright. Anyways, back to the market. mRNA ripping up here. Big moves. Yeah, man, that sucks, dude. Honestly, I guess it's fine. It's a G7 camera. It's a nice camera. It's a Panasonic Lumix G7 4K camera. It sucks, man. It doesn't look like the lens broke, though, which is the biggest thing that matters to me. I mean, it sucks that I dropped it, but, you know. What a terrible tripod. Yeah. It sucks. I don't know where to get one, though. Now I know, man. Now I know. Anyways, mRNA gapping up. Fauci called mRNA's coronavirus vaccine candidate, quote, quite promising is his quote about mRNA here. It's gapping up nicely. We'll see what happens here. Yeah, he said he was, quote, cautiously optimistic about mRNA's vaccine. And so that's really the reason this one's running, is because Fauci put out some stuff about this. And yeah, the big level I think here is 69.50. 69.50 is the most interesting level. So yeah, so basically, Fauci said a bunch of stuff about mRNA that was all relatively decent things. He said he was cautiously optimistic about the vaccine. He thinks it's quite promising and overall likes mRNA, and so thus it's gapping up big when we have such a prominent figure in today's, you know, kind of society right now, talking good about your products and your bio drugs and your vaccines, then, you know, they're usually going to go up, and that's what we're getting right now. We can also look at the overall market here, and you can see the overall market, like I said earlier, is teetering around break even. This light blue line, this 294.80 line, is the previous closing price, and that's really what we're kind of teetering around, is that previous close. We'll see what happens here, but that's where we're at right now. Is this light blue line is the previous closing price. We'll see if we hold underneath it or above it, but we're about break even. We were down much more than that. You can see we were down all the way to 291 at one point in pre-market this morning. I think this was pre-market. Yeah, at one point in pre-market we were down that much, but we have since rebounded and we're basically hugging the previous closing price. So we're hugging the red to green line. And so we'll see what happens. That's the biggest level I'm going to be ultimately watching at the open this morning to see if we hold that or not. And that's really what I'm looking at. And so wish us luck, guys. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Yeah, 100%, Kyle. 100%, man. 100%, you know. But yeah, I can look at the overall market news here as well, guys. It's 8:45, pretty early. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and read this ETF preview, and this is from MT Newswires, just so everybody can understand what I'm looking at here. So, stock futures, and this is all quoting, again, quote from MT Newswires, it says, stock futures were in the red in the pre-market trade as market sentiment was weighed by rising concerns over U.S.-China tensions following proposed legislation from Beijing that would require Hong Kong to enact certain national security rules into its basic law or constitution. Investors are concerned that Hong Kong's status as a global financial hub could be put to risk when the security law is implemented, as this could limit liberty in the former British colony. The proposal added to the already heightened tensions between China and the U.S., which U.S. President Trump saying the U.S. would address the issue very strongly if the law is implemented. The Baker Hughes Domestic Oil and Gas Rig Report comes out at 1 p.m. Eastern, and it's the only economic data point on the pre-holiday calendar. What's the holiday? There's a holiday? Man, I'm out of the loop. To look into some moves here today, we have Foot Locker, which is down over 5%. Foot Locker is down over 5% as the specialty athletic retailer reported first quarter non-GAAP loss of 67 per share, swinging from non-GAAP earnings of 153 per share a year ago, and wider than the average loss estimate of 23 cents per share pulled by Capital IQ. Sales also went down to 1.18 billion from 2.08 billion in the first quarter of 2019, missing the 1.31 billion Cap IQ estimate. So yeah, worse than expected results for Foot Locker here, and we'll see what happens. Interesting to say the least. To look a little bit deeper into stuff, like we also have Redfin, which is gapping about break even here. We'll see what happens. Amazon said that it has opened almost 50,000 temp positions in India to meet the surge in demand for its services during the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. And so that is some news here. We have crude is down roughly 6%. We can look at the U.S. oil fund and see it's down over 5%. Natural gas is down 2.2%. And so natural gas is down oh so slightly. The U.S. natural gas fund is down 1%. Gold is up about 0.8%, maybe a little bit higher here. The Spider Gold Trust is up 0.5%. Silver is up 0.6%. And the iShares Silver Trust is up 0.7%, which is about break even on my charts. And so yeah, that's the market news today, guys. We'll see what happens here. It could get an interesting day. I'm specifically watching mRNA, and obviously, even though we don't have any new catalysts for ACB today, I'm going to watch ACB to see if we can get some rips this morning. I made a lot of money with ACB yesterday. Like yesterday, the goal today, guys, is to break 10K in profit. I'm trying to break 10,000 in profit, and so wish me luck. We'll see how that goes. Memorial weekend. I know, guys, listen, I'm slacking 100%. Listen, you can't get too mad at me, though. Like, my days are bleeding all together. I haven't left my house in, like, 3 months, you know? Like, I'm a workaholic anyway, but, like, my days bleed together here. Please don't judge me for that. Like, I don't know, you know? Like, I don't know any holiday. The only holidays I know are Thanksgiving, Easter, and Christmas. Last year I didn't even know what day Halloween was. You know, I'm slacking. The only reason I do know these things is because I have kids and they know. But They haven't left the house either, so they're not here to remind me. Oh, don't be self-righteous, guys. Come on now, man. Let's not be self-righteous here. I can forget a holiday, especially in the current times that we're in. Like, don't be weird about it. It'll be alright. And I know, I'm sure we're going to get some people that say, but you forgot Memorial Day. And I get it. But, like, listen. I appreciate everybody that has, you know, given their life, you know, for our freedoms. I really do. I definitely appreciate it, you know. I have family that has. So obviously I appreciate it. But, you know, I've been home for 3 months. I don't know the exact day of any holiday, really. But yeah, ACB is one I'm certainly watching today. And today I'm watching that 1740 level. That level's right up here. I don't know if we're actually going to get there or not. But that's the previous closing price. ACB downgraded. Baba. Yeah, Mitch was talking about Baba. Ooh, Baba's getting hit. Yeah, Baba is actually down. Pretty big here, actually. The closing price was at 212.16. Baba has just gotten smashed here. Yeah, 100%. The 2 dislikes were some super sensitive people for me forgetting it. Yeah, look at Baba got hammered here, guys. Let's look at the catalyst behind this. This is probably the biggest down gapper I've seen this morning. Not the biggest, but definitely the most volume. Alright, so Alibaba put out 4th quarter adjusted EPS of 130, not 16 cents. They announced March quarter and full year fiscal 2020 results. They also are set to launch a CBG oil product for online sales. I wonder if they mean CBD. It's not CBG. What's CBG? Does somebody not know what CBG is or CBD is here? Yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and read this. I mean, Hemp America, an emerging leader in the CBD products, and this is all from Hemp America, really. I mean, fluff piece, but Hemp America, an emerging leader in the CBD products market, is excited to announce the upcoming launch of a company's new CBG oil product. Maybe that is a different thing. I don't know. Now being laboratory tested for purity and potency, and the product will be available for purchase within 2 weeks of the company's recently launched e-commerce portal, as well as through its newly established distribution relationship with Alibaba's B2B platform. Yeah, I don't know what CBG is. Apparently it is a new thing. Alright, so basically I'm guessing the reason Alibaba is down is because profit went down. Like, revenue went up, but profit fell 88%. 88%. And I mean, listen, this is to be expected here. Like, Alibaba is almost solely a Chinese retailer. Like, if you don't know what Alibaba is, like, as an Amazon seller myself, right? Alibaba is where you can, if you want to sell your own private label product on Amazon, you go to Alibaba and you make deals with suppliers, usually in China, right? Usually the suppliers on Alibaba are in China. It's a Chinese website, and it connects U.S. wholesale buyers with Chinese distributors, right? So with Chinese manufacturers and distributors, right? And so with that, you would go to Alibaba and you would make a deal. Say you wanted to start a tea tree oil business, right? Say you wanted to start a tea tree oil business or a yoga mat business, right? You would go to Alibaba and you would be like, yo, let me get 1,000 yoga mats for $3 a piece or for $2 a piece. What's up? You know? And they'd be like, nah, you can get it for $250. And you could be like, okay, deal, $250, 1,000 yoga mats, $2,500. You know, 1,000 yoga mats for $2,500, right? Then they're like, okay, you pay for it, they ship them to you, And really, they ship it to the Amazon store, and then you make your own. And then you could even be like, while you're during this deal process, you could even be like, yo, can I send you my company logo, and can you stamp my company logo on the yoga mats for me? And they'd be like, sure, add another 25 cents per mat. And you could be like, deal, $2.75, $27.50. You know, and then they send them to you, and boom, you've got your own private label product that you can then list on Amazon for $20 a piece, right? So you're making $16.50 or $16.25 per yoga mat by buying wholesale bulk from China with Alibaba, right? That is what Alibaba does, right? And so now that you understand what that is, the reason they're down, and they're not down a huge amount, but the reason their profit is down is because obviously China's been on lockdown. And so with that, I know a lot of Amazon sellers actually have not been able to get their products, and they've had to close businesses too. It's not a big of a deal to close an Amazon business, but that is something that we're dealing with. Hey, bud. Hey, dude. What you got there, man? Yesterday was Jack's kindergarten graduation day. So he's got a balloon. You guys might not be able to see it. That says his name, Jack. But congrats, buddy. My last name's London. Yeah. Congrats, bud. Proud of you, buddy.
My real name's John.
Yeah, but here, you gotta let me work, okay? All right, thank you, bud. But yeah, that's the deal with Alibaba. Like, that's what it does. If you've never known what it does, I'm gonna have a video coming out about that process too, but that's what it does. Yeah. It's just a different cannabinoid. Okay, interesting. What, Jack? Hold on, guys. But yeah, that's basically what it is. But with that said, listen, Alibaba... Oh, thank you, buddy. Alibaba is almost certainly going to rebound. My hair's looking crazy. I got to throw a hat on. Alibaba is almost certainly going to rebound here. Alibaba is almost certainly going to rebound when all of this straightens out. It's just about when, right? It's about when China says their numbers are good. I don't know if I really believe them. But with all that said, when everything gets back to normal, business should be good with them. Yeah, thanks, guys. Alright, but yeah, that's basically the deal is with Alibaba. So we'll see what happens. Mitch had a really good, interesting video on the second channel about Alibaba as well. So y'all should go check that bad boy out too. If you want the second channel link, let me find it here. But yeah, let me find the second channel. But yeah, that's basically what Alibaba is, okay? Is they are a online supplier, or they're an online marketplace distributor. I think Spotify is especially... Oh, wrong link. Sorry. I think Spotify is especially interesting as... I don't know if you guys know about this, right? And this is something that is interesting to look at specifically for Spotify, because it's an interesting one to look at, because for Spotify here, right? Spotify, if you guys don't know, the largest podcast in the world is the Joe Rogan Experience, the JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience, right? Up until now, the Joe Rogan Experience, Joe Rogan's podcast, the largest podcast, the most popular podcast in the world, has been available on all these different platforms, right? It's been available on YouTube, Apple Play, iTunes. It's been available everywhere, right? Spotify did a deal with Joe Rogan for exclusive rights to his podcast, and they are paying Joe a ton of money. They are paying Joe $100 million to make them exclusive partners for his podcast. And Joe took that deal, and so he has, by the end of this year, to switch over to solely and exclusively Spotify. And that is what you see Spotify run up the last few days. That is why Spotify has run up about 30%, about a third. Spotify's run up in the last week or so. And so an interesting move here for Spotify. I don't know if it's a good deal for Joe Rogan. I don't know if it's a good deal. I don't know how much Joe makes a year, though. But I'm assuming if he took it, it was a good deal. And if it's $100 million a year, and then they let him keep any additional revenue, then that was still probably a good deal. But it's an interesting take on this, and let me know what you guys think. But yeah, Spotify, massive rips this morning. Massive rips. Yeah, like I said, let me know what you guys think. Spotify, it's not really one that I usually trade, though. Like, it's not, to be honest, it's not really my wheelhouse. It's not volatile enough for me to really care about that much. It moves, and it maintains trends fairly well, but it's just not volatile enough for me to really care, to be honest. I mean, look at the movement. Like, has it been moving up? Is it a good investment? Probably, obviously, if you got in the last week. But is it volatile enough for me to actively day trade every day like I do? No, it's just not. I mean, maybe on the 20th, so what is this, Wednesday, maybe. Wednesday it looked really good, but that's right around when all this news came out. But I'm talking about, like, average. It's all right, but for instance, the volume yesterday was pretty light. Don't really love that volume. And then obviously, like, we can look at MU. What else do you guys want to look at? Let me know what you guys want to see. Yeah, 100%. Joe Rogan's, I love his podcast. I've been watching it before everybody else started watching it, though. I've been watching that podcast before it was cool to watch it, just because I'm an MMA fan. And so I watch MMA. I'm a big mixed martial arts fan, and I've been watching it for years and years now. Hey, what's up, Professor? What's up, dude? Right, I mean, it depends on what he's making, right? It depends on what he's making every year. I think the interesting thing to really understand here, and I think probably the reason the deal makes sense is because, say, Spotify's paying him $100 million, right? They're paying him $100 million. If that is per year, even if it's not per year, I don't think that's probably per year. I think that's probably a one-time payment, right? But say Joe makes about $30 million a year on his podcast, right? I'm just estimating here. Say Joe makes about $30 million a year on his podcast. Right, he gets paid $100 million from Spotify to move over, and then he still gets to keep, partnerships. He still gets to keep any money outside of like what the other brands were paying him to be there. Right, he still gets to keep referral income. He still gets to keep all this different stuff. Right, and so in that way it makes sense. But again, who knows? You got to know in order to know if it justifies doing. You got to understand what his numbers are, and we don't know what his numbers are. He's a sellout. I mean, what are you talking about, man? He's not a sellout. Like, listen, let him do his own thing, man. Who cares? Let him do what he wants. It's his podcast. We got Elf here gapping up some too. A, which is Agilent Tech. TWLO. It's Twillo. Twillo making some moves here. Let's take a look at this, guys. Twillo making some moves. Looks pretty volatile. Alright, so Twilio's price target was raised to 206 from 162 at KeyBank Capital. They said that Twilio is going to power communications for New York City's contact tracing initiative. And I'm going to go ahead and read this article because this is a big move here. And this came out from Twilio, or from Business Wire in San Francisco. And it says, quote, TWLO, the leading cloud communication platform, today announced that Twilio will power the communications for New York City's contact tracing initiative. Though the city's Department of Info, Tech, and Telecommunications, the city is planning to deploy a cloud-based contact center on Twilio Flex and leverage Twilio's SMS and voice as part of the city's COVID-19 tracing program. As governments explore strategies to slow new COVID-19 cases and safely reopen economies, public health departments have identified contact tracing as a crucial step in the process. And when implemented effectively, contact tracing can lessen the impact of COVID-19 on communities and economies by lowering mortality rates and allowing people to safely return to work. New York City's recently announced a plan to hire thousands of contact tracers to support these efforts in the coming months. And so that's the news. They reached a deal for contact tracing in New York for TWLO. Big move here. We'll see what happens. It was over $200. It's now sitting exactly at $200 even. But it does have about a 95-cent spread overall. So it's sitting right here at $200. It's got a big spread. We'll see what happens here. We've got some nice, interesting levels to follow. And I'll probably watch this one at the bell, guys. I'll probably keep an eye on it. We'll see. Like I said, yesterday I said I would watch ACB, and I ended up making like hundreds and hundreds of dollars on ACB Live yesterday on yesterday's stream. And so hit that subscribe button, guys. Click the bell if you want to support what we do here. Show support for our free products. Everything we do here is free. We're not experts. We're not gurus. Like the video so I'll stop yelling and ranting. Hit the subscribe button. Show support for what we do here, team. You know you want to. You know you want to. You know, even if you want us to lose, we might lose, and you don't want to miss it. So subscribe so you don't miss me losing, and then you can make fun of me. You know, 100%. You know, do it now. Anyways, we got the SPY here. Like I said, the SPY's been hugging that previous closing price. This light blue line right here at 294.88 is the previous closing price. That is the level when a stock or security goes from red to green, green to red. You can see it's below the previous closing price, so thus it is technically red on the day. But at this point, right now, it's battling the previous closing price, and if it gets up to 95 here, to 295, then we are essentially green on the day. And so this is a big major level that holds a lot of influence over the market in general, really, right now with this stock. And then my favorite gapper is probably mRNA here. mRNA making big moves. Anthony Fauci came out and said that he likes mRNA. He's cautiously optimistic in the stock, and it's gapping up pretty big because of that. You know, it closed yesterday at 67.05, right around 67. It went all the way as high as about 72 before it came back down. It's at about 69.65 right now, so almost up to $70. I'm certainly going to watch this one today. It is in my wheelhouse. It's cheap enough for me to trade. It's got a huge range, and so we'll have to figure out what kind of sizing I want to take with it, but I'll almost certainly trade this one off of some momentum today. Not going to guarantee it, but I'll probably will, I'm guessing. I mean, what does sellout really mean, though? Sellout just means that, I mean, if you want to just define sellout as doing what he can to make the most money for his product, I mean, that's not selling out. That's just smart business. You know, like I said, I've said it before. Like, listen, I know people come out and they're like, I just want to help people. You know, I'm just trying to help. I just want to help people. That's what I really do it for. Listen, everybody that makes a social media product, for the most part, is doing so to make money. You know, everybody that makes a YouTube, I'm doing it to make money, 100%. Everybody that does Spotify, podcasts, they're doing it to make money, 100%. You know, they might have other agendas for it, but like the reality is, the largest factor is they're doing that to make money. And so if somebody like Spotify comes along and they're like, hey dude, I'll pay you 100 mil, boom, done. You know, that's not selling out, that's just smart business, you know. And this is coming from, you know, somebody that runs his own. Like I said, 100% doing it to make money. 100%. Everybody does. Like, listen, you could try to be all, I'm doing it because I want to help people. But that's nonsense. You're just doing it to make money. 100%. Everybody is. You know, everybody on YouTube is. Everybody on Spotify is. Everybody on iTunes is. You know, that's just the reality. I know I'm winning too much, man. Maybe I should lose more. Maybe that's it. TWLO and Kramer as well. XSPA. Yeah, we can take a look. Whew, man, you are right, bro. Appreciate it. I was just missing this one. Look at XSPA right now, guys. Gapping up from 51, roughly 52 cents, all the way to 90 cents. The big level here is it going to break $1? Is XSPA going to break $1 here? Who knows? We'll see. They are up huge after they announced contracts for testing, screening at the JFK airport. So yeah, they hit a contract with JFK International Airport Terminal for screening and testing location. So yeah, they made a deal with the airport, and they are ripping up because of it. Again, they closed at 52 roughly, a little bit under 52. They are now at 90. At 90 now. We'll see what we get, but that's interesting. We'll see. Should be fun there. Let me get Richie Mitch in here. Yeah, everybody likes money. That's what they do it though, man. Look, listen, I don't know why people try to pretend it's not. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, listen, if I can make money and do something I genuinely enjoy doing, and you know I really enjoy it, I wouldn't sit here and obsess over it every day if I didn't enjoy it. I look forward to work every day. If I can make money while I do that, I'm living my dream. You know, I'm living life. People can say whatever they want. They can make fun of my channel. They can do whatever they want. I'm living my dream here. I'm making money doing something I legitimately enjoy doing. And I'm not saying he doesn't enjoy doing it, but I'm saying he certainly does it to make money, 100%. But yeah, that's the reality. But yeah, look at XSPA, man. Huge rip, big moves. Again, they made a deal with the JFK International Airport, and it is ripping up big. Somebody else wanted me to look at NVAB here. Or is it NAVB or NVAB? Let me see. Hold on. All right, we got Mitchie Rich in here. All right, so it's NAVB is what it is. Yeah, look at NAVB. I guess I went over this one already because this was at the top of the Gappers list.
What's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Man, I just saw one of the best calls I've ever seen.
Which one?
Look up this stock. Oh, you already have it up. XBAL. I literally saw someone just call this stock out. It's interesting though. They thought about it as airports, airports coming back into business. But man, this thing went like a rocket.
Yeah, this thing's super volatile too, man. Super duper volatile.
Yeah, nothing really wrong with this one. I mean, the look of it being at 50 cents was real. I mean, with all airports kind of closed. I don't know if you know this company, but this is that company that does like the massages at the airports.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So this is that company, man. Of course they were struggling. I mean, can't do no massages.
Right, for sure.
But they innovated.
Right.
And this innovation is a good move.
Right. Yeah, so they used to do the massages and now they're going to do testing, which is a good pivot. They got to pivot. Hey, listen, business, surviving, keeping a business alive and surviving as a business is all about pivoting to, the most practical business option, and sometimes it's not as clear and sometimes it is. But XSPA.
Definitely agree. Way to have it up, man. Good job.
Yeah. So, well, I mean, the chat basically is the one that told me about it. The chat was like XSPA, and so I was like, all right. And then I looked at it, and I went over the news, and I was like, damn.
That's intense.
Yeah, huge rip. Yeah, it's not tradable. It's a 50-cent penny stock prior till today. And so Rodrigo.
Here you go, guys. I'll give you a stock at least if you guys want to look up. I'm not going to be trading this one, but also I'll give out another penny
Kush
stock.
Bottles.
Oh, there you go.
Kush Bottles. Everybody's favorite company, Kush Bottles.
I actually, believe it or not, I actually spoke with the CEO yesterday. Was able to speak with the CEO. ask him a couple questions, and I feel positive about the stock. He feels really positive, had really good sentiment, and sometimes you can buy into a CEO. I think sometimes I've seen people do this, and it's probably not the best, not the worst look. Just wanted to put another penny stock that I think potentially could go and rip.
Yeah. I mean, I think you could sometimes buy into CEOs, but at the same time, I think CEOs are always going to tell you it's good, right?
Yeah. The key is their wording choice. You have to actually understand how much they understand of their own industry. Hear like kind of stats, specific industry analysis, or even analysis like he did. He was giving me really good politics analysis. And that made me think that maybe they have a good business model and a good idea of when legalization will happen. So they're keeping their business, trying to make it as profitable as possible for them when that moment comes to then drive capital and cash. And I think that's a good idea, you know?
Right. For sure.
And I think that's what you got to look for sometimes. You got to look for some industry knowledge, some industry looks, especially when you're looking at penny stocks. I mean, at the end of the day, they're always going to be kind of a 50-50 kind of throw a flip a coin kind of thing. But
for sure.
Tesla up big today, actually.
Yeah, so I think somebody said that the move on XSPA was old. They said they already had contracts in the talk and now it's just signed, and so be careful of bag holders from before for XSPA. That might have been how the person you saw call it out knew.
Well, I mean, I can at least say this person didn't really know, but just got lucky. But that's what you do when you do penny stocks. You get lucky. But the only thing you could do is just take a bet based off of a story. He had a good story there. He had a good idea. Airports reopening could possibly make it spike. He wasn't necessarily thinking COVID, but that's how you got to take approaches. You know, you got to look for your approaches and take a shot. Sometimes it's not bad to take shots. You just have to always risk manage.
Right.
Risk manage, guys.
Right, for sure.
Probably the number one thing we stress, guys.
100%. Yeah, you always got to manage risk, and that's the biggest thing, especially if you're trading these pennies. You know, pennies are, if you're trading them, you got to be careful because risk is always going to be there. Yeah, Tanner. So I'm John. Mitch is the other guy you hear talking. He's not a ghost, but that's Mitch. So John, Mitch.
All right, guys. Really quickly, going to go through my stocks. I only got about four stocks to go through here really quickly. So one that I'll be looking for an actual positive move back up is Take-Two. That's TTWO. I'm going to be looking for maybe a red to green move in this one. Has pulled back decently for 2 days now. This is a COVID play. The question is, how long will gaming really push? I think gaming's here to last. I think this push in gaming will last. That's why I'm going to be looking at Take-Two. You also have a play to look for in Penn. All right, guys, so we'll pay attention for a play in Penn here. We'll be looking to see if this one could break down. This one has a resistance up here above 30s. I'll be looking to see if it can get back above 30s. This one has gone straight up for quite a while now. If I could count it, it'd be pretty much straight up for about 85% move up, $14 up. So I'm going to be looking for maybe a crash back down through the 28s and heading down towards this 27, eventually this 25 area. I think Penn just got way too extended up. Too many people bought this one. And if you look at the daily chart, you see a Harmy on yesterday's, you see a red candle, you see an attempt to break out over 30-30 today. I think if we can't get over that 30-30 today, we should definitely retrace them. Next stock I'll take a look at is ENPH. ENPH pulled back from 70 on the daily. Yesterday we got a Harmy at the bottom, giving us a potential reversal back up. I'll be keeping an eye on to see if this one gets really strong at the open. The real key is energy's been doing really well, at least for ENPH standards. And you really think that maybe this resistance here is going to be holding, and it's going to make an attempt back to get to 70. Last stock I'll be looking at is a restaurant that I think can come down. Is BJRI. Has a huge support here at 854s. Could pop out today through the 20s, but I think if it just cracks down and cracks big, you could even head down to the 16 in the long run. So we'll keep an eye on that. That's going to be it for me, guys. As far as the sectors and industries, I see technology actually near the bottom, guys. It's the second worst sector for today. I'm going to keep an eye on that. That's going to be a big watch for me. If I see technology and healthcare leading us down, I'll be looking for turnarounds in the SPY.
Yeah, for sure. As we're saying that, look at XSPA, man. That thing's pushing up, testing $1 now. $1, just to put it into perspective, guys, for a lot of people that might not trade penny stocks that much, $1 is usually major support and resistance. Major support and resistance. And so $1 is a huge level with a lot of stocks. It's something that, you know, the NASDAQ has certain requirements about the number one, the whole dollar of one. And so with that, it's usually a pretty big resistance level. If we do get a rip up over here for XSPA, we'll see if it can hold $1. I think that's the most interesting kind of dynamic to look at for this specific stock. Somebody else was talking about TWLO ripping. We looked at that one already a little bit, and it's since pulling back now. But yeah, this one had a contract with New York for tracing for the COVID-19. So a tracing contract with New York for that, and they are ripping up because of it. I think the most interesting level here is 200. I think 200, big whole dollar level, probably is going to be super interesting for this one as well. And then we got a few other ones here that have a little bit lower volume, like GWW gapping up, although the volume is pretty light. We have like ELF, lower volume for sure. PANW is interesting though. Palo Alto, and I think this one, huge rip for this one as well. And this one is up after third quarter results that came out for this one. I believe, let's see when this came out. Man, maybe that was 2 days ago. Earnings and outlook boosted by work from home is the reason this is up. So we'll watch PA and W here as well. Like I said, if you guys have anything specific you want us to go over, here's the overall SPY. You know, I'll look at that one more time before the bell here. But we are, again, hugging the previous closing price for the SPY right now. The SPY is technically down on the day, but pretty close to break even. And let me go ahead. I'll go over some major market stories that we might not have gone over yet. So Pompeo says the U.S. is condemning China to a proposal to unilaterally and arbitrarily impose national security legislation on Hong Kong. The Secretary of State Pompeo said the decision by China to bypass Hong Kong's legislative process would be a death knell for autonomy promised under agreement, and says stands with people of Hong Kong, strongly urges Beijing to reconsider. And for the ETF preview, again, just to look into anything, we're slightly in the red as market sentiment is weighed down by rising concerns over the U.S. and China tensions following proposed legislation from Beijing that would require Hong Kong to basically enact these national security rules into their basic law or constitution. Investors are concerned that Hong Kong's status as a global hub could be put to test there, and you know, if that security law is implemented. And this is all quoting mostly from MT Newswires. But yeah, so that's the interesting part here. Again, to look at other major moves here, we have crude is down roughly 6%. We can look at like the US oil fund and see crude is down today. We also have natural gas is down slightly as well. We can look at like UGAZ and see natural gas is down. Gold is up oh so slightly. The GLD is up not bad. Silver is roughly break even, up a little bit here as well. And so that's the market news today. We only have one press release that's coming out today, let me see, we have All right, so this is also saying, and I'm going to go ahead and quote this: the proposal added to the already heightened tensions between China and the U.S., with U.S. President Trump saying the U.S. would address the issue very strongly if the law is implemented, end quote. And again, this is from MT Newswires. So the Baker Hughes domestic oil and gas rig report is coming out at 1 p.m. Eastern. It's the only economic data point on the pre-holiday calendar. And remember, Memorial Day is Monday. Let me see what else we got today. But yeah, SPY's up. We have a few gap downs, specifically Foot Locker. Foot Locker is down. I think this was bad results, bad earnings, worse than expected results for Foot Locker. And then we have Baba that's down. And I think Baba is down from, I think it had good revenue, but bad something. It had good revenue, but bad. Let me see.
No bad anything in the earnings. This is strictly play from China getting hit with the news you just talked about.
Well, no, it had good revenue, bad profit. Let me see. Yeah, it had a profit fell 88%. Revenue went up. Is the reason it's down.
E-commerce doing really well.
We also have SPLK, which is Splunk. Gapping up from 163.45 to 174.90 for SPLK. I can't remember what this one was. First quarter results that came out on the 21st, so it must have came out yesterday and after hours for SPLK. Earning results came out, so I guess it had positive earnings here. We'll see what happens. 1 second, team.
One that I'll look up, guys, with Foot Locker going down today, you can look for some other apparels and shoe and footwear to be getting hit today. We'll be looking for Crocs to get hit, CROX, and also we'll be looking for maybe to get hit Adidas or Skechers. Those will be interesting. Skechers is XKX. We'll be keeping an eye on those. You could also look for UA to get affected from this. UA could go down also, Under Armour. So those are a couple plays from the Foot Locker plays. All right, guys, so go ahead and see if any of these big movers really make a move. XSPA, I think will maybe make a move towards around maybe 120. We'll keep an eye on those. You also got on the kind of a breakout stock that could keep going is Wayfair. That one's pulled back. Could see maybe a push up in that one again. We'll keep that one on watch also.
Alright guys, so should be a fun day. Let me get everything started to get ready here. We got a little bit over a minute left. Yesterday was a solid day. Like I said, I made about $400 gross yesterday, probably a little bit less than that net. I'm guessing a few $100s net, which is still fine. Yeah, I made a few $100 net. So I got about $470 to hit my $10,000 goal. We'll see if we get that. That's what I'm ultimately waiting on today, guys, so wish me luck on that. That's my goal for today. We got about 20 seconds. Let me get everything rolling here. Alright, guys. We got 10 seconds, team. Good luck. Let's do this. Good luck, traders. Remember, take it slow. Let's see what we get at the open. And, yeah, good luck, guys. Here we go. All right, here's the bell. Oh man, I'm actually a minute behind. So we still got 49 seconds until the bell. Oh, at least I got everything up and ready though, team. Let's do this. Let me fix my screen a little bit more. But yeah, I'm watching TWLO at the Open. I'm also going to watch mRNA. Anthony Fauci came out and said that he was cautiously optimistic about mRNA, which is one of the biggest rippers this morning. And so I'm certainly going to be watching this one as well. But as always, I'm going to keep my head and eye on the SPY first thing. We got 15 seconds, guys. Good luck, team. All right, there's the bell, guys. Market's pushing up to test that previous close. So market went right up to that previous closing price and then got rejected. We are now at 249 or 294.50s here. ACB with a huge drop, and like I said, I'm almost certainly gonna trade ACB today as well. It's one of my most traded stocks from yesterday, and I'll certainly watch it today too. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Click the bell. Let's do this. We got almost 400 people in here. We're probably about to break 400, and so before we do that, hit that like and subscribe button, team. Alright guys, so the market went exactly up to that previous closing price and then got rejected right back down. We'll see what we get here, guys. Like I said, market starts to break lows. I'm going to let an open range form a little bit. I've noticed I've been losing a little bit more that first thing, and then I typically rebound, but I think that causes me to trade a little bit too much. And so, that's my plan, at least for today, guys. Wish me luck on that, but that's the ultimate plan I'm going to have for today. It's just to see if we can let the market form a range and then preferably break below that range. That's all I really want to see today, and so we'll see if that happens. Hey, 10,000, yes sir. We're going to try to hit that, man. We're going to try to hit 10K. I think we can, certainly. It's just about whether we do today or not. We're certainly going to hit that in the next few days for sure. All right, market taking a drastic turn down here, guys. Market taking a drastic turn down. Lyft is down, Uber's down. The SPY broke lows here at 294.50, and I think it rejecting off of this previous closing price and then breaking lows looks pretty weak for the market. The VWAP's way down there though, and so we'll see what happens. MU breaking down, Uber breaking down. I might jump in Uber a little bit here.
Trying to get in pen. Took a little starter there.
Alright, I jumped in Uber.
I need a bounce. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good. I jumped in Uber with 300 shares here. I didn't get the entry I really wanted, so I'm going to be very, very tight with this and jump out if we get any significant swing back up here. I'm going to give it 1 second, but it's such a little bit smaller position for early on. I think it's kind of extended, so I don't really like this trade, to be honest, but I'll give it a little bit more time.
Alright guys, I'm short on pen.
I just got out of Uber. I'll put Mitch up. But yeah, I think I was a little bit late, and I let my little FOMO catch me there.
Gotta be careful here. This one has a big range, so you got to keep an eye on it. There you go. That's what I was expecting. Let's go. All right, guys, taking some of it off there. See if we can get this to crack completely through the 75s here. If it cracks through the 75s, we'll get over $100. So I'm trying to let it work here.
I'm looking at ACB here. We break under that 1570 level. I might jump into ACB some, but I'm going to wait for that.
Ooh, big down move in cannabis. TLRY breaking down big, guys.
All right, I just jumped in with 300 shares of ACB. I'm going to try to catch a quick breakdown here. Take profits fast if it goes in my direction. There's 57s. I'm going to take a little bit off there. I'm going to hold this 100 shares to see if we get a nice breakdown under the $0.50 ideally here. But, you know, either way, we'll be all right.
All right, guys, putting the stop price at the 29.30s now. Don't want it to come back to 30.30s. If it stops me out there, that's fine.
Yeah,
let's just try to come cracking down. Sorry.
Oh, no, you're good. I got another half of my position there. Hey, buddy, here, you gotta let me work right now. It's the most important time for me to work, okay, bud? Alright, so it looks like I made about $50 on ACB. I'm giving it one more second here. It's got a pretty big up wick, and then I'm just gonna jump out if we bounce any significant way here. Alright, yeah, I'm just gonna get out there.
Stopped out there. I'm trying to get back in here, but just got to measure this.
Yeah, there's ACB's bounce. So I'm glad I got out of that one.
100 shares there at 36, risking off 46. Definitely should have taken profits when I was probably up about $100 there at 75s. I was a little slow on it. Looking for one more push in the 30s to then get hit here.
I just jumped in 40 or 500 shares of ACB. We're getting a bounce right as I said that, and I got to be careful here to make sure we don't get a larger bounce, but in with 500 shares. $70 will probably be my risk. Yeah, there's 70. I just got to get out. It's all right.
Facebook leading us down, man. That's a big boy. I've been keeping an eye on it. Also, Disney down and Microsoft down. Technology is down about 0.5% from the open. Keep an eye on that one. I think we're just gonna get drilled here. There you go.
All right, I'm in it with 1,000 shares of AMD. I don't know if this is the right move. I think I'm being a little bit too impatient today, but I don't mind letting it test these lows down here. There we go. See if I can take half off there. All right, I just took half off, holding 500 shares left. We're gonna try to be patient with the rest of this here, but I need that breakdown under 55, and AMD just looks very extended down here, but we are getting a nice move. I'll give it a little bit more time, see if we hold. I'll take a little bit off there. All right, I'm holding 200 shares left. We're gonna let the last little bit really break down here if we can. anything over 54, and I'm just gonna bail out of here. I don't mind letting this work, but I'm gonna take a little bit more off here. I just don't like how it's moving. There's 89s. There we go. I'm gonna just get out the rest here. So not a bad little trade. Only down 28 bucks after, you know, I was down at one point like $90 today. So slowly rebounding. Like I said, I think I've been having a little bit worse results at the open, but if there's one thing I could do better, it's maintain some better patience, I think. And I think that's what I really got to work on today, guys. The market's breaking down pretty big here. Yeah, my bad, Zombie.
Hey guys, nailing pen here. Just took some off here at 75s. About to take it all off if it comes back up. If it breaks down, I'll hold. Wind going down also. The resort's really getting hit today. Looks like I was at least on the right industry today. So feeling confident.
I'm probably about to jump in ACB with 1,000 shares here.
There we go. Good move there.
I'm in with 1,000 shares on ACB. I think we're halted here, but I can't really tell.
Took some off there, guys. Took some off there. 58s.
I took half off here for ACB, but I can't really tell if I was in the profit or not. I think this was way too big of size, but I tried to catch the red to green move on ACB. I'm still holding 500 shares. But weird, man. Look at my chart. All right, there's the squeeze. Thinkorswim is late. That's what's going on here. Man.
We'll look for some of these other ones to come back here. We're gonna look for ZR to come up to 1098, and then I'll get short off of 1102s.
Yeah, look at Thinkorswim, guys. Thinkorswim is super late today. Unfortunate, but wish I had a different chart up. Let me see. Still holding 500 shares of ACB, but I gotta be careful with it. Thinkorswim's just late. I tried to catch the move, but it's hard to watch whenever the chart's lagging. There we go. That's better. See if we can actually catch it this time. If Thinkorswim would straighten out. All right, I'm gonna take a little bit off here. Hold 200 shares left, let that work. But Thinkorswim's lagging, unfortunately. I'm gonna see if we can get up to like 50, 1650. It's hard to catch breakouts when your whole chart's lagging, though.
All right, guys. Anything above 2882s, I'm gonna go ahead and get out. EMPH by VWAP. That one looks interesting. Looks like it's really strong, so be careful with that one. One that was amazing, red to green move. What I kind of was looking for was take two. Exactly what we got, red to green breakout.
All right, so I'm still holding 100 shares here for ACB, but it's hard to see exactly where this one's breaking out. I'm gonna get out the rest here and just take my money. Up 32 on the day, but Thinkorswim lagged on that breakout. Tried to catch the red to green.
There you go, guys. Breaking down through the 2840s now, guys. Over $1 on this trade here.
Yeah. I mean, I was in a trade that would have been a nice big win, but I mean, it's a small win now. It's all right.
All right, guys. Coming down to the 30s. Let's see if we get down to 28. If we get down to 28, I'll take profit.
Yeah, my whole Thinkorswim chart is down, actually.
It happens, man. It's free charting. You gotta expect that, you know? It's usually consistent though. So
Yeah, they're usually fine. Sucks though, because there's like a lot of momentum. I just can't trade it. I could pull out Tefs, but you know, I think I'm just gonna wait.
yeah, better than be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
I always say, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
CZR getting hit there. I was looking for that one to come back to VWAP before I was gonna fade it down, but it's already cracking there.
Let me know when you guys are starting to get some better results for Thinkorswim.
One thing I would do, John, just like restart the program. That might help. Microsoft came back green, but Facebook's still in the red. Disney's still in the red. I'm kind of keeping my eye on those. All right, guys, want to see Penn break down through this 2850 here. If it holds up here, that's fine, but let it start cracking down through the 28s.
Hey guys, hit that like button. We got about 400 people in here. Smash that subscribe button. Click the like button if you haven't already. Let's do this. All my positions gone. Can't log in. Yeah, I mean, I was frozen too. I'm waiting for mine to pop back up. I don't know. Ben. Yeah. Everybody's saying Thinkorswim's not working. Weird, man. Yeah, Thinkorswim's down, guys. So, I guess I'll put my normal chart up, but I just don't really like trading.
All right, guys, anything above 2880s on Penn, I'll get out. I'm in a great position, so I want to give myself the best possible case to get the most reward I can. If I could get breakthrough that 28, we'll get a nice extra $30, $40 there. Interesting one to watch. Sono, I like that one. It's an $11 stock in the tech field. Look for a fake out fade at CGC.
Yeah, I'm pulling Tef's charting up. Tef's charting's not really that bad. It's just... That's not too bad.
All right, watching CZR. It's a really tight range. That's why I'm watching it. I might scalp this one.
Let's see if it lets me back in. Yeah, it'll be working soon. It's just about how many trades I miss while I'm waiting for it to work.
Resorts and Casino got me out there, $96 win. Not a bad win to start the day. Looking for them to bounce up here.
Yeah, my Thinkorswim's frozen still. I'm gonna have to pivot over to these other charts. I mean, I don't think I would trade anything right now anyway. I might long a little bit of ACB here. show you guys like the charting I'm now using. It's not too bad of charting. I think it's a little bit late to get an ACB, but I'll get in with a few hundred. Like, this is the Tef's charting. It's really not bad charting, honestly. I think your swim's still loading.
Alright guys, I like CGC on a pop-up here to 20s.
I'm gonna get out under the whole dollar of 16. Alright, there's Thinkorswim's back up. I gotta manage this one first, though.
Also looking to get into CZR here.
Let's hope I don't get a breakdown as I pull this up, guys. There we go. Problem is, none of my charts are up. Like, my screen's back, but...
Penn's cracking a good amount, guys. Might look for that one to fade there and crack the low.
Bigger loss there with ACB. Man.
Hey, Daddy.
Yeah, bud.
Animal Crossing wasn't downloaded, so I just
What, buddy?
so Animal Crossing wasn't downloaded. Didn't download, so I just start.
Okay, here, you just gotta wait, bud. Alright.
Yeah, but that was
Like, I'll download it for you. I'll download your new game in a second, but you gotta wait until I'm done working, alright? Yeah, I think Thinkorswim is just frozen. Yeah,
No stress, man. You
Yeah,
just
I'm
take
good.
it as you get it later on, you know?
Yeah, I'm good. Yeah.
There's CGC rejecting one more time. I have an order out sitting at 1820s, but I didn't get filled on that last pop-up. So it looks like I missed the fade there. I like the fake out fade there, but just wasn't able to get it. You see my order was sitting here. I don't know if you have my chart up, but you can literally see it sitting there.
Yeah,
It
you're
just
right.
never got filled.
Yeah, my
But a nice
Thinkorswim.
fill there.
My Thinkorswim's up. There it goes. My chart just now started to work. I don't know how well they're gonna work, but some of them just popped up slowly. AMD. Alright, so yeah, so mine are all finally back up.
Beautiful fade and TLRY, man. Beautiful fade.
Alright, so it looks like my charts are back working. Good. My next short is gonna be under 1580 for ACB. We'll see if we get it. Looks like my charts are working, at least.
Alright guys, looks like I might take this CZR that I've drawn out for a while. Looking for it to touch this kind of 50 moving average and then come right back down.
Alright, I just jumped in 500 shares of ACB. Getting a nice little quick surge down here. Gonna give a pretty tight risk in this. See if we can actually hold and maintain down after this break.
Yeah, really nice breakdown from CGC and TLRY, so at least the sector looking good for you.
We're getting a squeeze back up. I'll let it sit here. It's a relatively small position, but hey, appreciate all the subs today. I'll have to look at the subs in a second, but thank you everybody for hitting that subscribe button. But yeah, at least we finally got the charts back. 75, 74s.
Alright guys, we'll look for Crocs to bounce up to 27 to get short on that one.
we got some wicks here for ACB. It's such a small position for me. Like, I don't mind letting it work, but I'm definitely going to get ready to exit if it does squeeze up anymore.
Alright guys, CZR getting towards that level that I like. I would risk off a 1102s, which would only be about 5 cents.
Alright, I got out of ACB there. I think it might reject, but it put in 2 big wicks, which is okay. Like I said, we're going to see what else we can find. I'm down 102 on the day, so relatively small, all things considered. And so we're just going to wait and see what else we can find here.
Short there, and CZR off 1102s.
Yeah, market's starting to rip up. If the market starts to break 294.50 or so, you know, we might get some strong movement.
Starting to see a pen breakdown also. That would be a good sign for me.
Yeah, we're finally back, Kyle and Ben.
Looking for Wind to come back to VWAP. If that one does, I'll jump in that one too. Disney looks interesting here, guys, for fake out fade. Really tight risk in it. Alright guys, gonna increase a little bit here. Feeling confident as I'm seeing Penn head down towards the low. The resorts and casinos index head down. I'm gonna take a little trade here off this 1102. I like how someone put, I thought it was just my beer kicking in.
Yeah.
Lulu is loading up. Kara's loading up that shopping cart.
I'm scalping ACB with 1,000 shares. See, this is why I gotta be careful switching the screen over. I was up $100 and then I switched the screen over and I lost a lot of my profit just because I wanted people to see it. It's alright. But made a little bit here with ACB, holding 500 shares left. We're gonna see if we can break down a little bit more here. I'm gonna take some more off there. Holding 200 shares. Gonna try to take the rest off at 15. If we can. Anything over 70, I'm just gonna get out the rest of this 200 too. There's 68. So like I said, I don't mind letting this work. See if we can get down to like 1650 or 1550 is what I'd really like. But anything over 1570, I'm just gonna get out and take my profit. Yeah, I'm gonna get out there. So a small win, about $60, 50 something dollars. Uber's another interesting one because Uber is now above. I might take 500 of Uber here because Uber is now testing the previous close, and I'm just going to anticipate that it bounces at this previous close level. Ideal profit target for this one is 34.50 or so for Uber. See if we can break that high up there. There we go. 30s, 35. So I'm going to take half off there, ride the rest up, see if we can get, again, 34.50 is what I want to get with the rest of this.
Okay, SPY looking like a nice little fade look. Let's see if it fades down here. Looks like I'm starting to have the internet issues now. Back up.
40s. There we go. 43s. Like I said, we get up to 50. I'm just going to take the rest off. That's all I really want to see. Battling kind of that high of the day level in Uber too. My charts are frozen again. Figures.
It's just one of those days, man. One of those days.
Yeah. I'm gonna get out the rest here, just because I'm in some profit and I can't see where the chart looks like. So Thinkorswim frozen again, guys, if you're in it. Luckily, I'm slightly green on the day, but this has definitely been a little bit distracting. It's the kindest word for it. Well, I'm not going to restart because that took forever last time. Alright, I'm going to save this. Alright, and then I'm going to put the default up, I guess. Thinkorswim frozen again for you all as well, I'm assuming. I appreciate everyone hitting the like button today, guys.
All right, seeing Hyatt break down there.
It's so weird. It's like I have the gigabit internet connection too, so like I have good internet.
Don't worry, I think it's a mass-wide internet issue because my charts are like lagging a little bit too. And look at that, they just kind of like wake up and they get data like delayed. So you're not the only one, man. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think this was probably Thinkorswim just kind of screwing up.
Ooh,
there we go.
look at that fake out fade in Disney, man. Beautiful, beautiful. Disney heading down there, guys.
My charts are back up. Finally, I set like a slight delay on them. Like I said, a 1 second delay on them, just because I think that's the best move right now.
All right, guys, gonna go ahead and leave this CZR trade to work. Set a stop at 10.99. I wanted to break 10.90s and then I'll take some profit and try to let it work. Pen, I'm starting to like.
I'm in 1,000 shares of AMD here. Getting squeezed up, but I'm gonna let it test a little bit and see if we can reject here at 60 is what I want to see. Okay, Thinkorswim's still frozen. That's good to know. Or no, I'm in 1,000 shares of MU, sorry. It's not frozen, I'm just in the wrong stock. Okay, good. There we go, there's the breakdown. Let's see if we can take some profits down at the $0.50 here. That's what we want to see at like at least 52s. But yeah, I'm definitely getting more comfortable trading with 1,000 shares, that's for sure. Sevens.
All right, guys. One thing that I always talk about, technology is coming back, guys. Now it's pretty much break even for the day, and since the open, only down 0.05%. Healthcare also top. So if we see some technology stocks rip, I might look for the SPY to reverse.
What do you mean by technology?
Technology overall. That includes data storage, electronic components, solar, semiconductors, software, the whole sector. And then there's industries in that. Let's say AMD. AMD is in technology sector, but in semiconductor industry.
Right.
So I could pull up the semiconductor kind of index, and that's for me on TC 2000. That's IX 2470, and then you see that it kind of had like a fade look today. and
Yeah.
then we can pull up AMD next to it, and then look how AMD and the semiconductor index look together. Look how this looks.
Oh, so I got mine. I'm in 1,000 shares of MU, so I got mine up right now. But
All right, perfect. Nah, it's all good. I'll look at MU compared to the same, because it's on the same index.
yeah, I mean, I'm just scalping it under this 54 level. There we go. Here's a breakdown.
Yeah. I'll take a look at it on my side, how I would trade it. Okay, so in my eyes, I would look at that index and I see, hey, if we can get a fade here, I definitely would see it. MU slapping down. That's kind of how I would pairs trade it.
There's 53s. I got 1,000 shares here, so I'm trying to be not too strict with it and see if we get the breakdown under 54.50 or 44.50. It's at 43s now. We can get down to 42s though. I'll take some off. Ideally though, 41s would be where we want to get though. Definitely getting better with trading 1,000 shares. So there's 52s. I'm gonna take half off there. Hold these 500
All right,
shares.
guys.
See if we get a bigger breakdown.
Short off of AMD. Why? The same thing we just talked about, John. I looked at it and I established that I would go for AMD for the fade off the index also.
All right, so we're getting a really nice breakdown of MU here. I'm gonna take a little bit more off here. Still holding 100 shares. Gonna get out the rest. If we break over 44, I'm just gonna get out the rest here, team. I'm gonna get
Doing
out the
good
rest
in
there.
CZR also, guys.
So
Pen
hold on.
cracked down beautifully. Sorry about that.
Oh no, you're good. But yeah, MU, AMD, both microchip stocks. They, not too shabby. I'll take that. We are down. We are up 75 on the day. We'll see what else we can get. Oh, look at my son. He just left me a balloon. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, bud. I'm gonna put this right here, okay, buddy? Thank you. Ah, you got me, man. You were so scary, buddy. You got me.
What? I could have a living there when you weren't looking.
I know. You scared me, buddy. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. That's so nice of you.
All right, guys, trying to let this AMD crack down here, guys. Essentially, John gave me sentiment, and then I looked at the charts and just went off the momentum.
Yeah,
All right, guys, break it through the 40s here, and then I'll look to take some off here.
Yeah, SPY's breaking under lows, so the SPY's actually looking really weak here, team.
All right, guys, just took some off there in the 40, and now we'll let the rest of it work, break even on AMD.
Yeah, if MU breaks lows here, I'll probably scalp a little bit more into it just because the market looks weak. Alright, I just jumped in with 500 shares of MU.
Let me look at my other position, CZR.
There's that low of the day break for MU. Let me see how long I really want to hold this. Yeah, I'm gonna take half off there and then hold these 200 shares to see if we get a breakdown. Like ideally, I'd like to see it down to like 25 or so on the rest for MU. But we're not gonna be super strict with it. There's 35s. Maybe down to 30. I'll get off the rest.
All right, guys, looking great in both position, AMD and CZR. About to cut CZR when it cuts 1090s here, but AMD doing really well here.
Yeah, I'm just gonna get out the rest of this, break even, maybe up a
All
little
right, guys, took a little bit more off there at 25s as we've broken through the 54.33 support. Now, if that holds, I'll stay in it. If not, I'll pull it out and look to get back in above VWAP. So setting a stop at 54.40 just to take it off if it does pop back up.
Spot bouncing here, guys. I think it's going to reject off the VWAP, but watching the spot bounce, we'll see if we can short into some weakness if the SPY reverses quickly here.
All right, guys, my CZR position needs to crack down. It can't get back above 97s. We don't want it back above 97s now. Webull having issues now. Yeah, Robinhood having issues. It's what I told you guys. It's a nationwide issue on the internet. So just be careful with your positions today, guys. Definitely probably not the day to go full in on just about any position. All right, guys, we'll see if AMD heads down there. There you go. Got some pressure on CZR, looking really great here. AMD breaking down through the 54s.
I'm in 1,000 shares of MU. I'm gonna take some off here. Gonna hold 500 shares, see if we get a much larger breakdown under 35.
Looking to see if the SPY is gonna break the low of the day, guys. It's heading down. It just bounced. Let's see if it cracks it.
There's 34s. I'm gonna take a little bit more off there, and I'm gonna hold these 200 shares here for MU. See if we get a larger breakdown under the low of the day here.
Looking great here, guys.
And like, I'll let it test the low, but if it bounces, I'm just gonna have to jump out. Try to hold the rest close to. I'm gonna just get out the rest there. So up 143 on the day. Like I said, my goal is about $500 though, and so that's what I'm ultimately going to look for today. But if I don't hit that, it's alright.
Alright, guys, put in order to cover some of CZR 300 at 88s. Just want to tell you guys that before it hits. All right, I'm seeing the SPY bounce a little bit there. Might cut off my AMD position. Yeah, I'm expecting a little bit of a bounce. I'm gonna keep it tight, really tight with AMD now.
Yeah, SPY's bouncing big up to the VWAP.
That's my concern. Man, internet issues for real. We have to go back and forth with the internet today.
Market's about sideways today. Liam, what's up, Sam? What's up, Dion? Scott, Coco, Kenny, JF, Charles, Buddy, Duncan, Trading, Tiny, Sam Z, Ashley, Texas, Joe, Sure, Tito.
My charts are lagging. Charts are lagging, guys. I'm about to cut AMD. 33s will be that spot. Set a stop at 54.35s for the rest. Would like to see CZR crack the 1090 now, guys.
Yeah, Tefts is actually behind.
I think everything is lagging, man. Everything.
I'm looking for a fade here on ACB. Market ripping down here, guys.
Let's do it. Let's get a nice push down here.
Here's the low break in the market.
Fade on Facebook possibility. Looks great. Might even cover a position to try to attack that Facebook fade.
Yeah, I'm in two huge positions right now, guys. I'm going to take half off of my MU trade. Let me get out the rest here. And then I'm holding ACB. I'm going to get out a little bit here, take profits there, and then I'm holding 500 shares left, and I'm going to hold the rest close to break even here. So big trades. The market took a huge rip down. I'm going to get out a little bit more there for ACB to just protect myself, and then I'm going to hold these 200 shares. We're going to give it one more second. I'm still in MU? No, okay, I'm out. So I saw the market tick down here, and we're actually getting a rebound here for ACB, unfortunately. But I saw the market rip down there, and so that's what I wanted to take advantage of and scalp that move. Those are usually my favorite moves to scalp. So I'm still holding ACB, and we're just going to look for a little bit larger of a breakdown. But I think ACB bounced right back right before I took profits, unfortunately. So just a little bit bad, a little bit worse timing on that one. But still holding 200 shares of it here. And we're just going to look for this breakdown now.
Alright guys, still holding from AMD at 54.66. They want it above 54.33s. And looking for CZR to finally break this 1090.
Yeah, I just got out the rest there of ACB. I don't mind getting back into it. The market's bouncing big now because the market like ripped down and tested lows, and then it immediately bounced back. And so I'm up 180 on the day, still small relative to the sizing I took there, because I actually went up to 1,500 shares on MU, I think, because I saw the weakness in the market, and I took profits quick because I was a little nervous, but not a great gain relative to the sizing I took, unfortunately. But it's still early. We'll see what we're gonna get. I'm definitely getting more comfortable trading larger, so I think that is the silver lining here.
Let's see if we break the 293.50s again on the SPY. Getting a bounce here in CZR.
Yeah, glad I got out of ACB. That thing's ripping up now. Hey, see you, Scott. Later, brother. Alright, market's starting to rebound big here. Market's up to 293s.
AMD headed straight back down after resistance. Let's see if it cracks the low now and heads to 54.
Yeah, if it breaks that 5406, it's that scalping strategy I always use, so I might attack that on AMD.
Here we go. This would be when I would look for that correct. CGC backed by Rebap. EMPH, man, that one flipped like a really hard when the market went down. That one's interesting.
Let's get ready
Alright,
to
guys.
take AMD there, but we just didn't quite get it.
If it goes anything above this 97 on CZR, I'm out.
I just took 1,000 shares of AMD here. We're going to look to see if it breaks that level. Gets down underneath 54 is what we're looking for here for AMD. 1,000 shares. Trying to work my, trading up to it, but we'll see. There's the rip. I like the resistance built at 5407 now, 54. And so.
All right, guys, about to get out on CZR. Yep. It's going to cut me out right now. Just got out there, guys. Had about $38 there and never broke down the support. Really tight spread that I went for, and maybe could have taken 91s, 92s, taken a 4-cent win. I was looking for at least 8 cents on that one. Wasn't able to get it.
AMD's acting super volatile now. Just faked me out completely on that low break. I'm gonna get out there. I can see a big squeeze happen. So that's an unfortunate one. I tried to give it a shot, and it's very rare that happens, but they do happen. So most of the time, that's my favorite scalping setup when it forms a low like that. And very rarely will it fake you out like AMD just did. So I think part of it is the market is ripping up as I'm shorting into it, but I think other times this just doesn't work out, and that's okay, you know.
Well, I can at least tell you CZR set up a nice bullish candle there. So I'll be a little lenient now as stocks come back up here. All right, guys, I'm going to look to increase once this touches 30 if it doesn't break out over my stop, which is 35. Just got me out. $30, guys. All right, guys, I'm up over $100 on the day. Just gonna go ahead and take some time here to start looking at charts, try to be really kind of more objective now that we're getting some bounces. Would really need to see the SPY break the low for me to continue shorting. That's what I'm really looking for. The 293.50s to break down now. One thing that I did notice is, let's pull it up here. I can pull it up. Technology and healthcare bounced a little bit there. So really healthcare leading us up, actually. Healthcare is actually in the green today. It's the only thing that I see in the green. In the red, where can we look? We can look for the banks. Maybe Citigroup. Bank of America, let's look at those. Look at some of these over here. I'm gonna try to find where the buzz is. HSBC, getting a big short put on it. Kind of like that one. Like that look. Big bidder here for HSBC.
Hey, nice, Lorenzo. Congrats, brother. That's a nice win, man. That's a nice win, dude. Enjoy it. Solid win, brother.
Power to you. Power to you.
No price,
Hey guys, while we see a little break in momentum here from the stocks, I'll be watching to see if the SPY heads down and fades away again, trying to break the 293.50s. But like always, guys, if you guys want to check out a high quality, solid platform, check out TradeNet, funded account programs. You can day trade as much as you want, no PDT, cheap commissions, short stocks, plus you get access to a chat room, guys. Definitely check this one out, guys. I'll be looking for the financials to get a little bit weak here. But one of the great things that I love about TradeNet, guys, is that I'm able to trade long and short. Days I want to go short, days I want to go long. I don't like to be too biased on any one side. You guys hear sometimes the bear in me, but sometimes you got to be a bull. You have to look on both sides of the trade, and sometimes being biased in one direction can really hurt you. So definitely look for something to give you some strength. That's what we really use TradeNet for. And all this for less than 400 right now, 375 for the summer's sale. Definitely check it out, guys. You get 14,000 in buying power. With 14,000 in buying power, it's not hard to make, like, let's say $100 a day. So definitely check it out, guys.
Yeah, for sure. It's super cheap. Really allows you to get started in the market for cheap, and I think that's where it really, really shines. Obviously, once you're approved for the funded account program, there's no PDT rule. So you can day trade as much as you want, you can short as much as you want, and I think that is extremely valuable for new traders, extremely valuable. And it's one of those things that new traders aren't going to find very often. In the market, it takes a long time to really learn how to do it correctly, and you'll probably lose money for a long time before you actually start to make money. And I think a lot of the time traders, new traders especially, end up just saving up thousands and thousands of dollars and then losing that as their first few accounts. And I think TradeNet really is a good intermediary between that, to where you pay for a package. It's an educational package, and so it comes with the course and a demo account and access to their chat room. And then once you're approved, depending on the package you choose, they basically contract with you. You become a contractor and trade their accounts for them, and then they take a percentage of your profit. And so with the base package, it's currently on sale for $375. It gives you $14,000 to trade with. There's no PDT rule, and you can short. And I think, objectively speaking, it's a really cheap option to get started if you're interested. Of course, we make a commission if you sign up, and so we're going to be biased, but it's super cheap. In the end, we're going to be biased, but I don't think you're going to get that much buying power for that cheap anywhere else in the trading world. I just think it's objectively very, very cheap to get started, and it's one of the reasons we continue to use them. Like I said, I have the Pro package, which is a larger package, and I get a ton of buying power here, and it's just really favorable for me as a trader. And so go check them out, team. It's a really solid investment, in my opinion, if you're looking to get started for cheap. And yeah, you can check it out through our link. They're a great way to help support our free content here, which again, we day trade live on stream every weekday. And so show support for what we do here, team, and check it out.
All right, guys, I'm short here on Goldman Sachs. Goldman Sachs, man. Got short a little bit there at the 40s. Looking for a fade.
Hey, good luck, bro.
One of the things that you got to remember whenever you're trading a more expensive stock, you always got to remember that to have bigger ranges, so you're always going to need to size down somewhat. And doing this is actually a harder task than most understand. You really need to understand the range of a stock to take the right share size. Always try to understand what you're risking in the stock before you get into stock. If you're calculating this after, a lot of times you're going to be in a world of hurt. This is why I chose to go down to 50 shares in this trade, because I can risk even 25 cents, 50 cents, and it'll only be a $25 loss. I think that's really a key thing and a key aspect for beginner traders to learn and keep working on.
Yeah, I'm not sure, Kimberly. I know my fills are still pretty decent, and I've built up almost 10 G's in profit, and so I'm not sure. You would have to reach out to them and ask them beforehand. But all I can go is from my experience. Yeah, we're short. A lot of the time we're shorting IREM on TradeNet as well, and I think it's the cheapest option to short. Yeah, that's one of the benefits of them, man, is that you could short Saiga. Yeah.
Kimberly, I highly doubt that. I would speak to TradeNet about it, but I highly doubt that.
Is it better to burn out than fade away? I don't know, guys. That's up to you.
Sounds like a personal thing. Would you rather be a burnout? Would you rather fade?
It's a super common saying. Hey guys, market is ripping up here, team.
Yeah, it's in a little tear up. We'll see what we get here. One thing that's interesting to me, Facebook coming down there, but Disney at VWAP, Microsoft at VWAP. I'm looking for the big techs, like Google. A lot of people talk about this, what we call the FANG portfolio.
Right.
So I'll be looking for that one to kind of lead us. All right, guys, anything above 72s here, we got to get out on Goldman Sachs. Go set a stop at 75. All right, guys, we'll go ahead and see what we get here. See if we get a momentum push. Looks like we're getting a little push up here. Might get squeezed out of my Goldman Sachs trade. Am seeing the momentum push up a little bit here. We'll see what happens here. Man, John, I missed the biggest mover that I've been wanting to really catch when it moved. MBOT today breaking out over 7. I can actually even show you guys the alert. I just missed my own alert. I'm going to put it on the screen right now. You guys will see it show up here. I had an alert for MBOT and it went off at 9:31.50 to break over $7, and it did cross up really well there. I'm now up there to 780s. You could watch this one really get hot. Daily chart has it breaking out. I'd look for pullbacks to 750s. To hold. What a crazy move there, though. MBOT breaking out, guys, today. You guys heard me talk about this one all week.
Yeah, I think LK is still tradable for us too.
Yeah, the only thing is LK, really be careful with that one, guys. That one's going to be delisted soon enough. I wouldn't touch it with your money, so just to let you guys know. All right, guys, stopped out of there. Goldman Sachs stopped out. Small loss, $17 loss, the way we should keep it. I'm going to look at MBOT, man. I want this to pull back to 750s.
Yeah.
Really missed this one today, but crazy move.
So yeah, Jorge, so I've had friends that have, I'm waiting to get a big withdrawal in my account, but I've had friends that have, and basically they said the way it works is you get one withdrawal per month, and it's a wire transfer into your account. A friend of mine, Casey, who actually has his own YouTube channel, got one with an intro account, so it wasn't even with a big account, it was with one of the small accounts, and from what he said you can get withdrawal once per month. You can put the withdrawal request in, and he said it took him 9 days to from the time he withdrew to get the money wired into his bank account, and so 9 days roughly. He said it was pretty smooth and pretty easy, you know, but like I said, I'm waiting to build my account up a little bit more before I try. I think the capital I have in my account is super valuable, so that's what I want to kind of keep. So it's basically as long as you haven't signed up too many times before MB is from what I understand, right? Again, though, what you really want to understand is like it's an educational package. So it's a course and a demo account and access to their chat room, and then that funnels people into the funded account program, where again they basically make you a contractor for them and allow you to trade their account, and then you have to split the profit with them. And so with the base package, you get 14K. There's a $700 max loss, and so if you go under 13,300, they close you down, but it doesn't follow you up. And so if you get it up to like 15K, then your max loss is 1,700, and it stays stationary at 13,300. The other thing is there's a 70-30 split for the base package, and so if you make 15K net, you get to keep 700, they keep 300. But at the same time, I mean, they're giving you tons of buying power for 400, for less than 400 bucks, for 375 during this sale. And so I think in that regard, it's pretty good risk reward, and it makes a lot of sense.
All right, guys, keeping a close eye on Penn. Yeah, guys, like what I always say is look for something to give you some support, an ability to go both ways, an ability to trade what you want. And I think that's what you always need to look for in wherever you trade is, can I trade the strategies that I want? Do we have the tools to support me? And can I go ahead and continue trading this trade throughout? And that's what matters. Do you have access to the buying power that you need? Can you short? Can you go long? Things like that is going to matter.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys, seeing Penn turn around there. I want this to come back up one more time because the SPY is holding up above VWAP. But it does look like it cut down there a little bit. TLRY back at VWAP, guys. Third time to try to break above VWAP. Let's see what happens to that one. You saw a nice turnaround in CGC at 1836, but that could have been someone adding into their position for the breakout from 1805. It's going to be an interesting one to watch. TLRY, nice range today, 50-cent range on that stock.
Big drop at ACB. I'm just kind of waiting here to see what we get. I'm not seeing too much. Hertz kind of looks like a fade, but I've never traded it very much, and so I don't want to get started with that yet. SPY's kind of sideways and choppy, so I think I'm waiting right now. You can sign up twice for the base package. You can sign up twice for the base package for the paper, or for the intro account. And then I think you can get as many as you want after that. But again, it's best to reach out to them and ask them, because all I can really go by is from my experience. And I've had 2 intro packages, and then after that they were like, nah, you can't get any more. And like I said, I've been using them for a few years, and so, you know, I naturally most people are going to lose a few accounts. Hey, nice Dion. Hey, good luck, bro. Hey, no stress, Jorge.
One that I missed the VWAP touch, I'll look to see if it comes back to VWAP, is Wynn. WYNN.
Yeah, sometimes you do, MB. Sometimes.
Boom. Not a bad attempt there if you took the TLRY fade. Went from 956 straight down to 935. Not a bad look.
Yeah, Fidelity won't let me short. Yeah, and that's one of the biggest benefits. Like I said, like people hate on them and they call them all these names and stuff, but it's like, what's the better option for a new trader? Like the reality is, like, people that hate on them have an unrealistic expectation for like what trading really is and like what is gonna happen to most people. And it's like, people need to understand that's like, look, yes, you can make money with them, but like you gotta have reasonable expectations. Like if you think you're just gonna be balling out of control in your first 2 months of a day trader, you're probably not. You're probably going to lose your first few accounts regardless of where you go. You can go to E-Trade, Thinkorswim, you can go to Fidelity, you can go IB, you can go to wherever, right? But you're probably still going to lose your first few accounts, right? And if you make your first few accounts super expensive, then you're just going to lose more, right? And so by that logic, it only makes sense to go with the cheap account, in my opinion. And, you know, it's relatively disposable. And in that way, if you lose it, it's not the end of the world, but you can gain that experience and learn how to trade a real account. And I think that's what it makes the most sense. And objectively speaking, I think that's the right path for traders. But again, you know, maybe I'm wrong.
All right, guys, looking for a little pop here in the 90s for Croc, and I'll get short.
Right, for sure, Felix. And it's super disposable. And I think a lot of the time the people that end up hating on them are just people that have ended up lost, that lose accounts. And it's really easy to blame everybody else but yourself when you lose in trading. Like we had a guy one time that came to our Discord, and he got so mad. He he was like, why didn't anybody tell me about this stock that just broke out huge? Why? And he basically blamed the Discord for him missing out on a trade or like losing money. And like the first thing I told, like I used him as an example and he hated it, but the first thing I told him was like, hey dude, I was like, we have no obligation to do anything for you, man. I was like, trading is like I said, we're not experts here. Like I don't even trade those type of stocks. And so like, and then I used him as an example of how emotional trading can make somebody, right? Just throw logic out the window and just blame a random Discord that you're in for you missing a trade. It really boils down to nobody likes to lose money or even miss out on money, and it's really, really easy to just blame whomever, right? Whoever is the easiest. And it takes a mature and introspective person to be able to separate yourself from those losses and be like, hey, look, like, yo, this isn't anybody else's fault. Like, this is my fault. I took a bunch of dumb trades and I lost my account. Or this is my fault. I wasn't paying attention and I missed this trade, right? And it's nobody else's fault.
Yep. It's a skill that I talk about often. Self-awareness is probably the most important skill in trading.
For sure.
If you don't know what yourself is doing or how you're really making decisions or how you're taking your approach, then this game is going to be very hard for you.
Yeah, for 100%. It's gonna be a tough time for you for sure.
Yeah.
I'm looking at ACB. If ACB breaks 1585, I might take it, but I'm just waiting right now. MU too. Like if MU can break down under 63, it might look good. Problem is the market's bouncing, so until we get some moves up, I'm just chilling.
All right, I saw a little move down there. I took a little bit there. 200 shares at 80s. Looking to increase shares if I get a pop up, but if it just washes out, I'm okay with it. Reason I'm shorting this one is because of the footwear and accessories negative catalyst in Foot Locker.
Yeah, also guys, go check out the scanners we're using. If you're interested in checking out these scanners, I think they're still doing the 2-week test drive, which, to put it into perspective, I pay $118 a month for these scanners. You can try them out for 2 weeks for like $9. Super cheap if you want to check them out. Here's the link for that team. Yeah, right now we're kind of like battling the VWAP for a lot of stocks, including the SPY. CCL? I don't know about CCL. I never really traded it too much. I do like the volatility. The fade is the previous closing price. Yeah, that rejection looked really, really solid, man. Really, really nice rejection there.
Having bad internet here. I can tell because my orders. Need to restart here. Let me just restart right quick. That's the good thing about my computer being fast. All right, guys. We'll look to see the Crocs. I don't know why. I just feel excited every time I say that word. The Crocs, man, the Crocs. You got some Crocs?
I was muted. I'll repeat that. I said, dude, I don't care what anybody says. I rock Crocs, dude. My son's got some camo Crocs. Balling out of control with those, you know. Don't judge me. Which link, Dion? Which link?
All right, guys. This took 100 more there at 88. If this breaks at 80, I'll take a little bit more. So I'm just trying to size in here accordingly, guys. Not try to put too much risk here too quickly. I think that's something that I've been doing that I need to improve on. So it's okay to increase risk, but I think you should do it slowly and always make sure that you're doing it off the best entries. Because if you start ruining your entry because you're adding to your position size, then that is the incorrect way to be adding. And I think that's one thing that I've been working on. You got to kind of do a little bit better. And I've been trying to get better at it, and there's only one way really to get better at it, and that's working it. Experience, live trading, guys.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, somebody was talking about NAVB. Yeah, I don't trade many penny stocks. And listen, like people, Mitch and I would make a lot more money and grow a lot faster if we traded penny stocks, right? Like people, we were talking about selling out earlier. Like Mitch and I, if we wanted to, we could sell out real quick and just trade penny stocks and just grow 5 times as fast. You see penny stock streams get more views. You see penny stock videos get more views. You see channels that talk about penny stocks grow faster. The reason we don't, though, is because penny stocks are a very risky form of trading, and I don't think that's the best, like, the best first, what's the word? I'm running a blank here. The best first impression for a trader to have of the trading world, right, is penny stocks. Because penny stocks, a lot of the advertising for penny stocks is super toxic. You know, traders end up just getting all these hopes and dreams into penny stocks. They think they're just going to deposit 2 G's and then ball out of control in 2 months, just pay their bills, you know, make $1 million in 2 months. And if you look at every penny stock guru, that's almost always what they preach, man. You know, how often is this saying, right? I turned 2K into $3.7 million. You know, I turned, you know, 10K from, you know, and they always use some super specific reason for them to have that money. Like, for my birthday party when I was 3 years old, you know, I turned that $700 into $5.3 million in the trading world, right? That's what new traders experience, right? So new traders build up all these hopes and dreams into penny stocks, and they think they're just going to start banking all this money right away, immediately, right? Turns out it's probably not really like that for them. And yeah, in the end, I think that it's one of the most toxic parts of trading, and it's one of the reasons why we don't trade penny stocks that much here. And I'm not saying you can't make money with penny stocks. I just think it's a little bit more difficult and a little bit more random and volatile. So just like you can make a lot of money, you can also lose a ton of money. And I think that is something that new traders just get wrapped up in, because when you Google penny stocks, what do you get? You get Lambos, prop money, and mansions, right? And the truth is not as cool. Hey, shout out to my man, Ermius. Hey, appreciate the sub, brother. Welcome to becoming a member, man. Shout out to Ermius for becoming a channel member. My man, appreciate the love, dude. Thank you, brother.
All right, guys, gonna look for the SPY to take a hit here. That would help me out on my trade, and for it to flip right back down here. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, I definitely appreciate it, Ermius. Thank you, bro. Shout out to Ermius for the sub, brother. Welcome in. A great way to help support our free content here, guys, is just becoming a channel member. You know, really good way to help support our free content here. And in the end, guys, like I said, I mean, you can become a member, but we're all about free here. And so, like, we have a few behind the scenes videos for our members, and we'll try to put some more out for them soon. But the reality is that most of our content, if not all of it, all of our technical content at least, is mostly going to be free right here. And so we definitely appreciate all of our supporters for becoming a member. So shout out to my man Ermius for that. And you know, we'll try to drop some member videos this weekend, just kind of behind the scenes stuff if we can.
All right, guys, starting to get this push up here, a little push up here in Crocs. Wanted to reject off the 95s and then see the SPY head down to 294. That would be the look here.
Yeah, I'm looking at ACB. If it can break under 1580s in like a really strong way, I might take some, but I'm just hanging out.
I have an order out at 93 to add. If it just spikes up there, I want to get some shares filled in there. Thinking when this one cracks 80, I think it's going to head fast to 65 and 55. That's why I'm in this trade here. You know, this move down that it did before was from 85s. It broke 80, and as soon as it broke 80, head down 75, 65, 55, 45 really quickly. And that's why I'm in this trade, guys. There you go. There's the 80s. Let's see if it cracks hard here. SPY heading down to the 294, kind of the same similar look I was looking for. I'm seeing pen breakdown too. That one looks great. Was looking for a view at fade on that one, but just gonna stick with my Crocs trade here.
Hey, nice Paul. Yeah, for sure. Green is good.
There you go. There you go. There's that hard crack I was looking for, guys. Looking to increase at 80s. Putting out an order for 300 at 80.
I didn't even know Crocs had a stock.
Sometimes you gotta look, right? I didn't know. I didn't know until this moment.
Hey, market's breaking down here though. Big drop in the market.
Yep.
I think that's gonna drag a
Big
lot
drop.
of stuff.
Big
Yeah.
drop. You can look to maybe start trying to get some scalp momentum looks on the downside. CGC setting up looks good. 1810 risk, $18 crackdown. Let's see if I can get some shares added in here at above 80 or at 80. Hey guys, like always guys, hit the subscribe button, hit the like. One thing that I will tell you guys about is that we started a new channel that does more of investing ideas. And that's really kind of where you guys hear my approach come from when you guys hear me talk about different sectors and industry analysis. I'm going to be working actually to come up with a nice video on how you can better improve your investing with industry and sector analysis, guys. So look forward to that, and definitely add our other channel, Beginner Investing and Business Ideas.
Yeah, for sure. I just posted the link in the chat. It's right there. So yeah, go subscribe to our second channel. It's a really dope channel. We're going to put out a lot of stuff like selling on Amazon. I know I talked about that a little bit earlier as well. We're going to put out some content on that as well as other online business like ideas and endeavors. And so make sure to go sub to that as well. No, I mean, I'm not talking about anybody specific, MB. I'm just trying to give new traders like something that they should watch out for and understand about the penny stock world. Because, like, listen, like, you're gonna get people that have buyer's bias, right? So you're gonna get people that have spent 10 G's on courses from these penny stock gurus, and so in turn, they are just gonna defend their honor until death because it hurts too much to be like, yo, maybe I spent too much on this, you know? So they're never gonna like, look at it objectively, and you know, it's one of the reasons, like, people can say whatever they want about TradeNet, but, like, the bundle you get makes a ton of sense. They've been trading for decades over there, and it's one of the cheaper ways to get started for a new trader. And I think being a new trader is all about having realistic expectations, and I don't think many traders have that. And I think when somebody like me comes along and talks about having realistic expectations, talks about how it's not really something you get rich quick on, it's not really something that people can pick up and, you know, for the most part be profitable within 4 or 5 months, the gurus get weird and think I'm threatening their business model. And maybe I am, but like in the end, I think new traders need to have reasonable expectations with trading and what it really is, because there's just not enough honest info out there.
It's just, you gotta be honest. I mean, anybody can talk about mentors, but at the end of the day, guys, these guys that you guys see mentoring, they're not one-on-one with people. They're gonna go ahead and they're gonna give you access to a chat room, which will more than likely make money. But guess what? Ask the majority of the traders in those chat rooms, are they making money? And you're gonna get the real honest truth. And the answer to that one is gonna be a no.
Yeah, for sure.
If I ever found that and trust me, I did my research, guys. I have years of experience in this, and if I ever found any of them that majority of their followers were making money, trust me, I probably would have supported them and I would stick with them.
100%.
But I've been in. I can at least tell you more chat rooms than my hands can count. So more than 10 chat rooms from gurus. And I paid even up to $200 one time for a chat room, and I can tell you guys, I didn't get any value out of it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, man. It's just a tough market to find yourself in. I caught a little bit of ACB, but I got out. I'm up small. It's basically a break-even day today. I'm still waiting for MU to break down here.
All right, guys, gonna set a stop at 26.85. And then just let this one work. If it breaks down, we're going to get a big gain for the day. If not, I'm good with the rest of my trades, and I'm good the way I've been attacking the day. And sometimes you just got to be happy with it. I'll be good from this moment on and try to celebrate the day. Not a bad Friday, man.
Yeah, man. Not so
SPY. Let's see if it keeps cracking down. It looks like it wants to crack, but that was a big green candle on the bounce back. Let's see if it cracks 293. 75s.
Which scanner link? You want the scanners I'm using? I got you, Dion. Here, check it out. There you go. That's the trade ideas link.
All right, guys, looking really good. Now down to 65s on my trade, and just gonna let this work down. Try to break to 26.45. If it breaks that, I mean, we're golden. We got another $100 winner here.
Big
This looks
breakdown
good
in the
here.
market.
Yeah, this looks good here, guys. So ever since I got in this trade, this is what's been happening here on the index here to the left. This all looks good. It's a good sign. I don't use index to determine entry. I use index to determine confirmation of trades. That's one thing you guys can kind of understand how I approach it.
Yeah, for sure.
Because one thing I understand a little bit about is that correlation matters in the market, regardless if you're kind of trading, wild stocks or not. Correlation, it does play a relationship.
Yeah. Yeah,
Alright, guys,
one of the biggest things that helped me transition to being as successful as I have been lately is just looking at the SPY more often and waiting for volatility and momentum in the SPY and then attacking that. And just doing that helped me make so much more than I did before, just from that one little tweak to my trading, just looking at the SPY and waiting for that momentum to be in my favor with some of these moves. Just that little tweak super benefited my trading, for sure.
Yeah, I think what you did was the right move. And maybe you're not even, like some people say, why aren't you looking at the QQQ? No, what it is that you found a relationship that works for you.
Right, for sure. That's all it was.
That's it. If it works for you and the relationship is there and you're seeing correlation happen consistently,
right,
then who really cares?
Right.
I mean, hey, I'm making money.
Right, 100%. Yeah, SPY breaking down here. We'll see if we get some moves. If we do, I might scalp into like ACB here.
One of my biggest things that I saw is Microsoft flipped red. Microsoft flipping red. And technology looked like it was going to go green for a second there. And then we're back in the red. We're about 0.34% in the red. Still financial services down at the bottom and energy down at the bottom. I can tell you my watch list was about half green, half red. And that was like Penn, Crocs, Sonos, W, TTWO, EMPH. And there's only one that's green, and that's TTWO.
AMD also has that low that's formed at like 32. If you break under 54.32, I might scalp into that too.
All right, traders, how we doing out there, guys? Just want to go ahead and ask you guys, have you guys seen John's new video? I know some traders are getting to that point where they're getting off, but man, John's new video doing really great. I really enjoyed watching, seeing how John starts the morning. What it is a day in the life of a day trader. So if you haven't already done so, definitely check out that video. You know, once you get off trading, it's a really fun, entertaining video, and that's what I love too. You know, we put out a lot of more strategy, explaining strategy and stuff like that, but this one's a fun one. Check it out, guys.
Yeah, it's a fun video. It kind of walks you through my trading process and how how I approach the market day every morning. Really fun video to make, and yeah, it's definitely a cool video, I think. And the reason I made it is because like when I first started trading, one thing I looked for was day trading documentaries, and I could just never find them. I could just never find any documentaries on day trading. And so when I finally, was up there with my trading and started to do well enough, that's the first thing I wanted to make. Once I got a good enough camera, was a documentary on my trading, and it's been a really fun video to make for sure. But yeah, go check it out in the chat.
All right. Having internet issues for sure. I can already tell. It's a crazy day today. My charts are freezing up.
Yeah, my Thinkorswim's acting kind of weird too.
just one of those days where I've seen trouble with every platform. When there's trouble in every platform, what does that mean, guys? It's an internet issue. It's a complete internet issue.
Right.
It's not necessarily just one platform that's struggling. The data from the market is struggling. That's what it is.
Right.
Kyle talking about Foot Locker cracking hard. Yeah, man. That's kind of what I was looking for.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about anybody else in here. No offense, Jason Sargo. But yeah, it's just, we're not going to boost up our competitors.
Too fast, too profits, too much, killing it.
Yeah, guys, so here.
650 on the week for too fast. Doing great, kid.
Hey, good game, brother. But yeah, guys, go check out our website as well. We've got a lot of free resources for traders. Check that out. There, it's a free website. We got a lot of good free content there. Like I said, everything we do is free. In the end, we're just a free resourcing community trying to help traders. That's all we are. Like, we're not experts here. We're not gurus. We just teach people what works, and if it does work for you, great, but it might not, because everybody's a little bit different in the trading space. We use different strategies, different patterns. We all have different personalities. First time watch your hair giving you guys a look. What? What you said? You saying my hair looks bad, bro? It hurts, man. It hurts, bro. I don't think my hair looks bad, dude. No, I'm just kidding. But hey, I appreciate it. Welcome. Like I said, we day trade live every day.
TOS says it's huge volume. I don't think it's much more than they see every day.
Yeah, Thinkorswim has today's actually a pretty dull day relative to like most, It's a Friday. They definitely have lower volume today than normal, 100%.
To me, this is one of those days where stops can actually be a positive thing. If you can't see your charts, or you're seeing you're just being locked out, it's not a bad thing to put the stop a little bit farther away. Maybe like for me, I put it up at 88s. I don't want it to really get up there, but I need to have a way to get out because I can't see my charts right now.
Yeah, Kyle, like I said, you can, but you just can't post any like link or plug or try to like subtly promote your own content. Like, you could post your reviews if you're just doing so to help people, as long as you don't try to like link yourself to other channels. And the reason I don't let anybody like post their own channel anymore is because I used to do that, and then once the channel would gain subscribers, I've actually done this where a lot of the up and coming trading channels, I would allow them to post their content, and then they would, under the condition that they don't stream at the same time as me, right? And then they would almost certainly always pivot to streaming at the same time as me. And so it's just a lesson I learned. I try to be the good guy and be friendly, but in the end, I'm not going to build my competitors up. You know what I mean? That makes no business sense. So
yeah, what I say is focus on the strategy that you're trading. If you're having positive results, talk about positive results. Personally, I've seen too many traders make money and lose money, so I don't really get excited when I see weekly gains. But what I more along get excited for is when I see a trader can really explain his process and show to other traders why he's profitable. What's his process? What's his approach in the morning? What kind of stocks does he trade? What's the strategy? What are some of the variables he uses? And those are the real positives in kind of sharing with other traders, and how you can learn from other traders. It's look for traders that show you their complete process, and that's more than beneficial. That takes experience to even say, let alone you can learn from it. It can definitely help your learning curve if you learn from other traders that at least understand the concept of process and systematic trading.
Yeah, 100%.
All right, guys, got a stop place here at 26.88. We're really close to my stop out. It might stop me out. It might go back to the 90s, but I don't want to stay in this stock if it goes back to the 90s. What happens if we get a pop above 26.95? I'm not trying to stay in the stock. I can always get back in. That's one thing that I've really been learning more often now, guys, is getting back in is always going to be better than just letting your winner become a loser and stop you out big.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially with cheap commissions like we have here. So if you have cheap commissions, that's also a benefit. Is pay the commission on the trade, but don't always just accept that I'm gonna let this become a huge loser. That's not the best approach in trading.
Yeah, 100%. Lyft is looking alright. AMD rejecting. We'll see if the SPY breaks lows. That's the momentum I'm waiting for. Everything is just kind of chopping. I think we're just getting too late right now.
All right, guys, it's getting close to that 88. I think it might kind of wick at 88 and then come immediately right back down to 80s. So I'm gonna give myself one more cent. I put 90 now. All right, let me get my charts back up here. It's not reloading by itself, so I need to reload it. Give me a second here, guys.
Maybe ACB breakdown under 75 looks good too, but we're gonna wait.
There you go. Back like a track. All right, guys, let's see if we get this to break down through the 80s. This time, I want to see the SPY break the low. Why? Because we're getting that bottoming effect on the SPY now. I want to see a real crackdown on the SPY. Looking good with that rejection there. I would like to see this Foot Locker, not this Foot Locker, this footwear and accessories head down through the bottom here. If we see that, that's going to be a great sign. So if it heads down through that, it'll be a good look. Back to VWAP is not what we want to see on the index. Like I try to tell you guys, I use the index for more confirmation than my entry.
Yeah,
I want the
markets-
momentum to continue in the industry. Go ahead.
No, you're good. I'm just saying, market's choppy right now. Like what we're getting right now in this market is just super sideways. When the market looks like a McDonald's sign, you know it's choppy.
It's not time to go get a Big Mac.
I love Big Macs, bro. It's always time for a Big Mac, but I don't know if it's time to trade McDonald's.
Interesting one to watch, guys. TLRY just hanging out at 950s. Hasn't decided if it wants to crack above it. Hasn't decided if it wants to go back down to $9. Interesting one to watch for sure. I can tell you the hourly on the long-term chart looks bullish, but when you look on shorter time frames, you're gonna look more a bearish look.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, guys, I'll post this link one more time, and I might get ready to close it down as long as Mitch doesn't mind. But if you want to use the same platform as us, I'll post this link. Super cheap way to get started. And like I said, as a new trader, the biggest thing I always try to get across with BT is that you gotta have reasonable expectations, right? It's not something that you're gonna deposit $2,000 or $3,000. You're gonna save up and deposit $2,000 or $3,000 and then just start making all this money in a few months. It's not really like that. Of course, there's always outliers, but that's an infinitesimally small percentage of people that actually are able to do that. And if you think you're gonna be in that group, you're probably wrong, and it's gonna be especially more devastating, right? And so what you really want to understand is that you need to take your time, trade slow. Trading is all about conditioning your emotions to make the right decisions, right? You have to condition yourself, and that takes time. That's from repetition. You just got to do it over and over and over again, and that takes a long time to do. And so with that said, it's not something that you're going to pick up in a few months for the most people. For a large majority, I'm not just talking 10%. I'm talking about like 0.1% of people might make money without losing their first few accounts. And so with all that in mind, it's super cheap to get started on TradeNet and Tefs. Like, people hate on them, but it's like, look, what are the better options? What is the cheaper option as a new trader? Like, would you rather a new trader save up 5 or 10 grand and trade that? You know they're going to lose that. Like, what's the point? Like, why don't you just trade a cheap account, trade small, trade safe? The intro package is $375. It's super cheap. You're going to get a course, demo account, chat room access. You're going to get approved. I'm not going to say you will, but if you haven't signed up for too many before, you'll likely be approved for the funded account program, which will give you $14K for $375. There's no PDT rule when you can short, and I think that just makes sense. You know, I think that is the cheapest option for a new trader to get started, and objectively speaking, you know, I think it's super cheap. Of course, I'm biased in their favor, but in the end, I still think it's pretty cheap. And so if you want to check that out, here's the link. I'm about to hang up on somebody real quick. But yeah, in the end, who has a house phone anymore? Bye-bye. But in the end, it's really cheap to get started. I hope you guys go check it out. Check out the link. It takes years to be successful, and I just want people to have reasonable expectations with it, because it's not something that you're just gonna get rich quick. You know, it's just not. But yeah, guys, good luck in the markets. Check that out. You can also check out our new channel, our Online Business Endeavor channel, where we break down online businesses and stuff like that. Go check it out. Really dope channel, really cool channel. There's the link in the chat for that. Appreciate all the love today, guys. I hope you all have a good weekend. Remember, Monday is Memorial Day. And so, remember, Monday is Memorial Day. And so I don't think the market's open today, open Monday. But, you know, it might be, it might not be, though. I'm not sure. Car sales? What's car sales? That's not a car sale. Like, I'm straight up like, hey, I'm biased in their favor, you know. I hold bias towards them, obviously. I'm just telling you, like, objectively speaking, like I said, it doesn't matter where a new trader goes, they're gonna lose. You know what I mean? And so, my biggest thing with even getting this across is that, like, you need to understand, like, new traders, you're not gonna just take $1,000 and just pay your bills next month with your profits. It's not gonna happen. You might think it's gonna happen most of the time because you drink, or most of the time because you have unrealistic expectations. But, like, the reality is, it's probably not going to happen, and I just want traders to have reasonable expectations with their trading and have reasonable expectations with these accounts too, because in the end, it's not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's just not, you know. And this is coming from somebody that doesn't sell a course, doesn't, you know, do any of that stuff. It takes years to be successful, and I think traders need to expect that, because the problem comes when traders don't expect that, and they end up risking too much because they think they're just going to be a millionaire in 6 months, and they end up just destroying their life. And that's what I'm trying to avoid here, and that's what people should understand.
Alright guys, so we'll be looking for the SPY to either crack down to 293s or get above 294s for the rest of the day. I hope you guys do great. Like always, keep up with us on the weekend. Not sure if we're going to do a live stream. I know some traders have been asking for help. So we'll look into that, see if we do a live stream this weekend. But like always, we'll definitely release some content. So hit the subscribe, hit the like, and we'll see you guys on Monday.
Yes, sir. Go check out Trade Ideas as well if you want to, you know, see the same scanners.
I got to fix myself. Tuesday, yeah, Memorial Day. I forgot about that, guys.
Yes, sir. All right, bye.
You guys have a great one.
Later, team.